start the stream. There we go. Starting it off.
This is a 15-minute time limit. Oh shit, I forgot. Watch. Yes. AEW Dynamite. 10 parts every 15 minutes during live. Full show, 3 parts, 10 minutes after live over. Tough. So who's starting off first?
That's a good question. It's a damn good question. I'm gonna have to get my headphones. They already. Hold up. Shit. Get this shit. You still there, dude?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. Last week, to me, AEW ruined the credibility of their tag team titles by having Marco Stunt in there. I just would not have done that. I remember watching the match trying to speak on behalf of it as if it's like, this is competition and stuff. But I also kept feeling like this is embarrassing. Why would you do this? And then what's so bad? Oh, German suplex Hoyt.
Boing. Yeet.
He should be done for a little bit instead of popping up like they was doing last week. First one I ever saw doing that was Liger, though.
German suplex. Hoyt.
That's all. When I translated, it was Hoyt, Hoipu, Hoyp. So I guess maybe it means to. I guess it means to throw or release or tossing or something. And just for anyone looking, I'll just go ahead and throw up. Okay, wait a minute. What the fuck? Throw this up there. Restart playback. There we go. Yep, Swelling Storms, big event.
My favorite, Sedrik.
Oh.
You got 2 motherfuckers in the ring. What you gonna do, Phoenix? Irish whip, but there's one behind you.
Yep.
Nope.
Manhattan drop.
Ooh.
Andrew Giddy, a not really good one because that could have put out his eye. Nice leapfrog double foot stomp.
Private Party is lit.
Yeah. It's just, I'll be honest with you, that move they just did, that could have been a finisher. That could have easily been a finisher. Nice. Diving Hito.
He's about to dive.
Hope so. Nope.
He's about to dive.
Nice tornado kick.
Pentagon. Just Let's see. That saved him. Yep. Never mind. That might have did.
That was nice. All right, rolling him into position. He rolls himself into position. 450. Nice
And that
Scorpio
doesn't.
splash. No, that's not going to get it. They're going to go through like 5 or 6 false finishes before they get this done.
You gotta hype up the crowd because it's the opening contest. Why did you? The way he looks at the camera.
Yeah. It's like, I get it. You want to show off for the hard camera, but there's no need to really do it. Miedo. Do it and shit. Hammer throw, reversal. Rope run, miscute a little bit.
Yeet.
Mid super
Boom.
kick. Nice double jump, double foot stomp. That could, and he puts himself in the position. Oh.
If you're gonna do it, just do it off camera.
Good grief. Yeah, he got his legs up. All you gotta do is just put your feet down.
Is he about to kick him in his asshole?
He did something. Double foot stomp to his aim. Yeah, double foot stomp to the ass. Miedo. Okay, you can just wrestle.
I remember when I was doing some kicks, like just randomly do like a super kick and I slapped my leg. It stings like a bitch, bro. I'm like, bro, how did they do this?
Whoa, what the fuck?
What the hell? That was tough.
Yeah. The problem I'm having with this is a match of stunts, not a match of trying to win. That was beautiful. That was just straight up beautiful. His hang time was epic.
Phoenix is a
Last of the Dragons.
love that move.
Man, that half nose
wasn't that like
the
the second
bomb.
version of it? Because his first version of his main version of Last of the Dragons, like he holds you on his shoulders.
Yeah, the first version he keeps you elevated, kind of like in front of him, and he calls that "Made in Japan." And then you've got the other version that's from the Fireman's Carry, that's Last of the Dragon. So he's got the mid card finisher / this will never beat a contender thing, and so that's what he's got.
Phoenix like, I ain't do it.
The pace is, yeah, you're right. It does seem like it's slow motion, but at the same time, it's too much stunt, not enough struggle.
Why would you crawl to somebody that's not there?
It's like something's.
Why are they moving slower than normal?
Yeah, they're not even at lucha speed.
Yeah, lucha speed is way faster than this.
It's that AAA speed. Oh my god, I was watching AAA matches.
AAA, yeah, they are quick. They don't slow down. AAA is crazy. Yeah, that is so slow mo.
That was slow for him.
That backflip, how did he stay in the air long enough? That was strange. I've never seen a slow mo backflip. Oh, how did he catch it? Okay, he caught himself. He fucked up and corrected it in midair. That was epic. That was honestly epic.
Slid under. I know he slid under him.
Roll over, slide through, duck.
Trying to do the Tamatanga slide.
Yeah, he ain't gonna do it like him.
Oh, what slide?
This dude he's all over the place.
What's up, nigga?
Hey, Nick. Nope, I saw him moonsault. He is all over the place. He is, you know what?
God.
Homeboy got the memo that he is basically nobody, and he's trying to show I can do this. Slingshot, crucifix, holder.
That is tough. I love that.
This dude,
that should have been the match.
That should have been the finish right there.
2. We all know it's 2, motherfucker.
Really?
2. Got my tea. I'm sipping that joint. Cause I'm sipping tea in your hood. So no, I love that song.
Yeah, delete this video.
Who is smoking in the arena?
Understand. Yeah, delete forever. Bulk.
Irish whip. No, 619. Yeet.
Yeah, I don't know their schedule, so they could be jet lagged.
Stunner. But hold to a kick. That was a slow ass kick, bro. Then, yo, private party. Once again into wrestling. I'm not gonna be a high flyer, but I'm a fly sometimes. Because I'm scared I'm gonna break my
Shooting
neck if I do
star
some.
press, perfectly done.
That's the end of the match.
No.
Please be end of the match.
It's not.
What?
It's not.
God damn it, Sedrik, why did you jinx it?
Man, I done told you what's gonna happen, man. I told you. This is just how it rolls. You got to just deal with it. I can't help I'm perfect on calling this stuff.
If the Lucha Bro win this match, I'm gonna be so pissed.
No,
Wait.
Lucha Brothers ain't going over in this one. They shouldn't anyway. Because if
They
they
already
do,
tried.
it's gonna just look extra fake. Because they're the
Right.
ones that beat, the pop guys. Why are you protecting him instead of, beating up the one that's beating on him? Gordy bomb leg drop combination by one person.
You gotta put it there.
Yep. Okay, I got Nick Infante up here. There we go.
I'm here.
Yum. Sling blade.
Sorry I'm late. I was playing some
Ooh.
Fire Pro.
You was doing
Oh,
what?
sweet.
I was playing some Fire Pro.
Oh, cool.
Nice, man.
It,
Because that 2K is glitchy as hell. It'd be funny as hell watching my people New Legacy play the game. That should be funny as hell. They broke the game. So funny. Oh, I thought that was a botch right there.
Pele kick.
That Pele
Nice.
kick.
Nice.
Yeah. Please
What the
pin
fuck?
him. He's like, pin him,
Oh,
boy.
Pentagon is legal.
Oh shit.
They put
expecting
their finish on the wrong one. We gonna do it again? Nope. He should be done. He should be done. Why are you still standing?
Because this is AEW, my friend.
Is that dumb shit?
Behind you.
AEW, this
Bam!
show, the company's off to a good start.
A
Bruh.
tightrope kick.
He about to break the arm.
Yep.
Kayfabe break the arm, basically. You can't break.
No, it's just called an arm breaker, a back arm breaker.
Swear to Yeezy, they ain't gonna put him away.
Aja Kong version of Strong Zero. That's
No!
it. Yeah,
That's that
I was like, because
bull.
it don't
That's
look
that
right.
bull.
It don't look right for them to win.
No, but like
It just don't look
I would
right.
say this, but I would say this. I'm gonna say that SCU is gonna be the Dark Order, and then it's gonna be SCU versus the Lucha Bros because there was beefing a little bit. Say that SCU is gonna be the Dark Order, and damn Phoenix SCU versus happy as shit.
New story. That was a really bad match. That match was terrible. That match was terrible. It was just flubs. You can't be perfect every night. I get that. Some nights you just don't have it. But I don't need a highlight reel for a match.
But something was off with Private Party, and it's almost like the Lucha Brothers had to slow down to accommodate for him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. It's just, she's just saying that something was off about them because it seemed like Lucha Brothers had to slow down to accommodate for them. And it was
I
strange.
would.
Private Party, I don't know what's up, but they were moving really slow, and I don't understand. Now, I don't need a team to move fast, but I done got used to them being speedsters in that ring.
I would say that like I say that a lot, but what was I about to say? Didn't Phoenix had a match against Kenny Omega at AAA?
Hmm.
Because I was watching something like that, like it was Kenny Omega versus is Brian Cage coming to the damn company? Oh, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? I
Ain't
thought
this
it was
the
Brian
dude
Cage.
that beat everyone up outside on concrete?
Amazing.
Yeah,
But
oh my goodness.
okay, man, you're ripped, and I'm not. I also. But yeah, Kenny Omega and Phoenix had a match. I thought that was Trent Seven for some reason. Excalibur. SCU got to win this match.
Yeah, they already set it up for SCU to be, yeah. And see, what I said in the very beginning of this whole tournament was it's going to be the Young Bucks or it's going to be the Lucha Brothers that's going to win the whole thing.
I don't. Well, what if the Lucha Bro doesn't win this? Doesn't win the whole thing.
If the Lucha Brothers doesn't win the whole thing, then they didn't win the whole thing. That's really all I got.
I was waiting for something else. That's why.
I just, some people are afraid to be wrong and stuff, and I'm like, right now, they got to prove me wrong. They got to, because I'm like, they done set it up for too many months. Ever since they started the other shows and, their monthly or bi-monthly shows, and then leading into this, I'm like, you done set it up that one, that first, the Young Bucks should have never lost. Then they do lose, so whoever beat them got to go on and win it.
I was waiting for something like that for you to explain everything.
But
you did.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow up because he was expecting more. I'm gonna give him more, but
yeah.
I'm like, they don't win, and they don't win. If they do win, they do win. I don't live my life vicariously through this stuff like that, So I'm like, that dude look like a discount Tommaso Ciampa. But you know what though? That dude is good. If they ever broke up, I'm gonna tell you right now, the big dude, he's out.
It's gonna be the Ciampa dude.
What's his name, Cedra? The little dude that looked like Tommaso Ciampa.
What is going on at NXT meanwhile?
I can't remember what it was. I did know it at one point.
His name is
Steve Grayson. Stu Grayson.
Stu Grayson.
Okay, you know what? If you're gonna come out looking like wormy demons, you should at least have the arena dark, and instead of blue, it should be red, so that it looks creepy.
Wormy demons.
They're supposed to be the creepers from Minecraft.
It's the creeper. Should I monetize
Somebody
this?
play Revenge. Somebody should play Revenge by Captain Sparkles right now for the entrance. Creeper. Oh man. What the fuck? Let's make a fucking.
Okay. I just wanna throw this out there. What makes the Dark Order look terrible? They don't have a gimmick to exploit. They got a dress up gimmick, but no actions in their gimmick. They did the whole kidnapping thing, but nothing came out of it. They did the lights going off and all the other stuff, but nothing came out of it. Right now, the Dark Order, because it's more than just two people, they are the most failed faction in pro wrestling history.
I agree.
Yeah. You was gonna say something, Nick?
What's up with those masks?
I'm posting this on Facebook and on
It's
Medium
mass.
and on Twitter.
I don't know. Yarnk.
It reminds me of Shark Boy. That guy's mask.
Oh yeah, Shark Boy, the best gimmick of all TNA history.
Shark Boy was 50%. This sucks and this is good. He was right there in the middle.
Oh shit, oh yeah.
I'm surprised they got away with it.
It's crazy how they did get away with it though. Like, how the fuck can you get away with a Stone Cold impersonation? But this time, this dude's underwater. The only thing that's missing is a Shark Tank match.
They tried that.
Oh, they did?
They spent a lot of money to try a Shark Tank match. It was going to be like out of the arena, but somewhere else. It's going to look like they were inside of an actual Shark Tank. It was going to be some kind of big aquarium where they wrestle in the middle on the floor. It's supposed to look like they're underwater. So they show everything through the glass. So it looks like they're all underwater. That's how it's supposed to look. And they scrapped it after they spent more than, I think, $10,000 or $15,000 on it. And they was like, oh, we're not going to do this.
Oh my god. God damn it.
Yeah.
We're not trying to make a joke. This shit would happen.
Because they were trying to compete with WWE and they were trying to compete with everyone else on the indie circuit when they liked the hyperbole and all that silly stuff. But the thing is, they was literally and figuratively jumping the shark. So it was terrible.
Don't TNA always have the most terrible match gimmicks?
Yeah.
The reverse battle royal. What the fuck?
Now the reverse battle royal was interesting, but dumb at the same time. It was, hey, this got promise. This part is stupid. It was really you could tell it was something they thought of in the last like 2 days. It was like, well, it's too late to go back on it. Let's go with it.
We already hyped it up.
Yep.
I thought he about to kick him the moment he did a kick up.
That
would have been funny as shit.
I don't know who it was, but they would slam someone, and then they do a kip up and do that and over rotate into a chop. And I thought that was cool.
That's something like Cass would do.
Yeah.
Because Cass just he's hoppy. Oh my god. Then the big boy about to get in. Never mind, he just assisted. Come on, boy. So let me get this straight, Evil Uno. You send him half across the ring, halfly around the ring, just to throw him to the steps.
Yep.
We got to make this match longer, guys. We got to do things the long way. I thought that was the Terminator for some reason. I'm about to say, what the fuck? What was I about to say? Your favorite movies? Fuck. What was I about to say? Your favorite movies. Fuck. I don't get how some people can actually what was I about to say? Your favorite. It's like how to explain this. It was some interview where there was like WWE is not trying to compete with AEW, and then AEW was like, we're not trying to compete with WWE, but I don't know.
Here's the thing. The only thing that makes these guys compete is the fact that everyone is saying they're competing. You got the AEW tribe versus the WWE tribe. You know, that's it. AEW ain't trying to compete with WWE. They're not. They just decided to be on, and they're going to put it on Wednesdays to keep it away from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Then then WWE to compete was like, we're going to do NXT on their time, so we can drown them out, because that's all WWE is good for right now, is just running people out of business and killing off the wrestling business and trying to monopolize it. AEW just doing AEW. It's their thing. They got a style for everybody, and the style that I'm interested in mostly is Cody Rhodes right now. He's the only one that's trying to put on, well, for him at least, professional wrestling matches, although he's participating in matches that don't make sense. But at least he's trying to put on professional wrestling matches. NXT, which I did watch, that was good. The problem is it was too professional. That's where NXT messed up with their matches. They were too professional and not just straight up pro wrestling. You know, if somebody writes a letter and you can't tell their writing from if they did it on computer, they are too professional. It's like, did you type this out or did you write this? And be like, I wrote it. You write like a computer? Like, yeah. It's too professional. We can't believe that you did this. That shit is always funny. I keep forgetting to watch American Dad. It's been years.
I'm happy the Boondocks coming back.
The Boondocks are coming back?
Yeah, they're coming to
Well,
Interesting.
shit. I'm going to watch the fuck out of that.
I fucking love the Boondocks. They funny as shit for no reason. But here's the thing.
Cedric wants to know when they're coming back. What? You telling me? I don't know. Shit. Man, you know what you got over there? A phone.
No, it's over here.
It's over here?
What do about that? Huh?
You know what I'm going to do about it? I'm going to acknowledge that it's over here.
That's right. Acknowledge it.
But
It's acknowledged. Shit. I can't figure out. I got it this time. I got to
okay, here's the thing. Alright, so here's what I found out. Boondocks is getting a reboot. Gets 2 seasons ordered by HBO Max. So they're gonna reboot the season, but the original seasons are still gonna be like reruns on HBO Max.
HBO Max. So they're going to reboot the series.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. This is dumb. So you're going to take the attention off the tag team match so that Jericho and his inner circle can. That's bad. A match is either the match sucks that bad they came up to add some life to the show, or they were dumb and came out not realizing they're taking the attention off the show.
And now the fans are eating this up.
Yep.
Hey, this is entertainment, my friend.
It's entertainment. It's just there's a flow that pro wrestling needs to have, and they've been losing it for the past 20 years. I ain't seen that in a minute from Kazarian. That used to be his finisher. Believe that crap.
What, the power slam to a leg drop?
Yep.
That shit is smooth.
It
That's
is.
smooth.
He did it better when he had more weight to him, though. Actually, he used
But
to
it was
have
in
a
TNA.
he used to have a lot of hang time with that too.
He did. Kazarian was a beast at
Right now on
TNA. On the
NXT,
X
it's
division.
Grimes versus Riddle.
Who versus Riddle? Who's fighting Riddle?
Oh, Matt Riddle,
On NXT, we have
the
Grimes
original,
versus Riddle.
bro.
Bro.
I was watching him, and I'm like, this is the same dude that wrestled for Tommy Dreamer. I'm like, he did better in Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore.
Oh, Tyler Bate. That's my boy.
What woman?
Tyler Bate's my boy.
Tommy McGruder?
Aaron.
Aaron McGruder.
He was in the 3rd season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's working on it again.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So fall 20.
Yeah.
Fall 20. Well, I don't give a shit now.
Wait, fall where?
Next year at this time.
Aw.
Yeah.
I mean, it is animation, so it does take time.
It'll be here before we know it because it seems like time just rolls by too damn quick sometimes.
I know, right?
Nice. Electric chair into the capture power bomb.
But if it's like that, that means November 4th. That's when I get a chance to pay for stuff.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You know what? When you get started with Medium, and me and CJ will help you get hooked up with that. You get the payments and all the other stuff.
Yep.
You can write to your heart's content, post your shows, post your podcasts, and I'll make sure that I'm up there to I'll comment up there instead of YouTube. All right.
Because you've been writing paragraphs like shit, bro. I swear, you've been writing paragraphs. I'm like,
Yep. and
I be reading them, but it's yeah. You could have just DM'd me this.
I comment on YouTube to make sure that your stuff gets pushed up in the YouTube analytics. That's why. If I comment on your YouTube stuff on Discord, it does not help YouTube at all. And Discord ain't paying nobody, YouTube might pay someone, but Medium will pay someone. So all that stuff I put on YouTube, I'm gonna put it on Medium.
Sweet.
I made 45 cents off something I did on a Fire Pro one on Medium. So I don't know how I did it. I don't know when I did it, but it was on some video. So I'm taking it. Nice.
And now my shit's fucking up. My God, man.
Close
Connection
line.
bad time.
Chasing
That
close.
fucked
Oh
me.
shit!
No.
I like that failed nut. That made sense. Ooh, rake the face.
Ooh.
Are you doing something? I didn't know who attacked who. That wasn't a counter. Yeah, that was the move. It was a complete shot. It's just how he went into it. I thought how he went into it. It was nice, but too much. It was just too much. It don't take much to please an AEW crowd. I tell you that right now.
I agree.
It doesn't take much to please the crowd in the first place.
Yep. Oh, nice slingshot DDT.
And now my computer want to say,
Oh!
fuck you, Mel.
Okay, so y'all got
I'm
control,
watching
and
this
instead
on
of
TV.
keeping control, you're gonna boast in the ring. Get the opponent, finish it off. He's got him up, Gordy Bomb style. Oh, nice!
Giddy.
Rolling Gordy into the knee strike. Nice.
You
That
see, I'm getting blue balled right
is
now.
a finisher. That's a finisher. Scorpio Sky is going to fuck with this group in the next 6 or so months after they don't win these titles. If they don't win the title, Scorpio Sky is going to leave this group. Scorpio Sky is being held back.
He should be so
You see, this is bullshit. I'm trying to watch this damn show, but my computer is like, fuck you, Mal.
What you need to
I'm
do?
watching this on TV.
That's what I should do because I swear to God, my computer being tired. It's
Wrestling has a
got to
new
be tired.
champion, huh? It's AEW will be okay so long as their fans don't gain a standard for pro wrestling. That's it. Once they get a standard for pro wrestling, they are sunk. I'm hoping that the fans for this don't get not smartened up to the business, just smart in general. Because wrestlers need a place to go. And they're having packed houses every week. I like that. I don't know that female referee's name. But as part of me is like, might have been a DQ. At the same time, it showed her strength that she did that. So I'm like, it's like that negative, but yet so awesome. What the?
Oh my God, Sedrik's gonna be so pissed when he sees this dude. We're not pissed, but like, cause I'm looking at the TV, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know how Sedrik's gonna feel about this dude.
See what, dude? I'm looking. I'm seeing some. I don't know. I don't know who.
No, cause my TV's more ahead of time than the computer.
Okay, yeah, there's somebody in the hallway.
This Cody and somebody else, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't see. It looked like Cody and some girl.
I'm a bad boy. Everybody's favorite. I yet to watch that documentary about Joey Janela.
Yeah, the show has to go through some processing to get to the area, and then processing more to get to me. So it's like probably a 10 to 15-second delay. Sometimes even a 2-minute delay. I ain't gonna lie, man. I know I should keep it safe, but I am so tempted to just try to stream this shit. I really am. I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm curious.
Joey Janela he got balls. Joey got balls. He got them testicles.
I would ask you a legit 3 reasons to like Joey Janela, and the thing is, I know you wouldn't give me one.
I'll probably give you one, but not the rest. What are you doing, Kayla? You put a Velcro on my head. Kayla, why?
Making his way to the ring, Kenny.
Now let's rip it off.
I'll leave it at that.
But where's the AAA championship? Kayla, you trying to take my hair off?
No.
But
do you want your reasons why I like Joey Janela?
Yeah, give me 3. Give me 3. 3 reasons why you like. Because I'm not going to use that as fact, but it'll be why you like him.
Because he has testicles.
Well, is that the only point?
You should like any male wrestler. They all got testicles.
No. What I mean is that like the way he is. I'll be honest with you. The only reason why I call it Joey Janela because basically, even though he's not like an actual wrestler, he's more like a hardcore wrestler. He got balls to take those types of bumps.
Yeah, but he's taking those
points
bumps for no reason. So Kenny Omega, the AAA heavyweight champion,
ah.
and he did not come out with the belt. Not that I saw.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't come out with the belt. What the fuck? With such a legitimacy to the belt.
Okay, so he's got balls to take the bumps that he take. So basically, you like him because he's a fucking idiot. All right,
He's my idiot.
he's your idiot. All right,
He's my idiot. Shut up.
he's your idiot. He can be your idiot. You know, I support that he's your idiot. You can like who you
Yes.
want to like for the reasons you like him.
Yes. Let's leave him alone. Son.
I'm gonna tell you this. This is what I like about Joey Janela. All right, I'm gonna give you 3 things that I like about him because I'm gonna show you that I'm not a hater. All right.
All right.
First and foremost, I do like the name. I like the name. Second, I like his ring attire. All right.
His ring attire be on point.
And third, I like the fact that he even wanted to be a pro wrestler. I've got nothing past that. All right, that's where it stops. Because after that, it's a shitstorm of negativity. So I will cut him down like a redwood, man. I will burn him down like a Brazilian rainforest. So just I'm leaving it at those 3 things.
This is like my first time actually watching Joey Janela actually have a match.
What woman?
Like he never. And also, I had the most awkwardest moment a few minutes ago.
His way.
Awkward as what?
Oh.
I had the most awkwardest moment like a few minutes ago. I was talking about like how Joey Janela has them balls. Then my sister came in the room the moment I was talking about it. Like for real. I almost thought that was my mom. I'm like, oh shit.
Dude, we've been trying to figure out for a little bit why Kenny would leave New Japan Pro Wrestling. And originally my thoughts were, and I still think this is part of it, is the fact that New Japan declined him in trying to start a women's division in New Japan. They declined him. Kenny loves the Joshi scene. So, especially the kid-looking Joshi scene. But he knows that they work hard. He does know that they work hard. They might not work as hard as they could, but they work hard. They put on some spectacular, crazy matches at points. But as Cedric just pointed out, Kenny Omega is 36 years old. In New Japan Pro Wrestling, once you turn 40, you are fucked. Yeah, you don't get those title chances like you could. You know, you got the
Tanahashi.
Tanahashi Hiroshi he's past it, and look, they didn't have anywhere else to give it to. They don't consider anyone else viable. They needed to get away from Okada so he could rebuild his popularity. So Tanahashi became a transitional champion. That's all that happened. We'll give it to you to keep it away from Omega so he can leave, and then after that, you'll drop it off to Okada and you'll never see it again. That's pretty much it. The next one in line, they're grooming to be champion is Kota Ibushi, who signed a mega contract with them. And he ain't going to sign a contract like that for anybody unless he's going to get something out of it. And seeing that they will not give it to anyone else in Los Ingobernables de Japón or Chaos or any other group, especially Suzuki Gun, they definitely going to have to give it to someone that's not affiliated with either, and that would be Kota Ibushi. So that narrows it down for next year. What's going to happen at some point? Ibushi's going to get a hold of it.
Should have been Suzuki.
Suzuki should have had that belt 4 times over in the past, 10 years.
2 years. That's my boy. Well, I have a boy list. Basically, like some of my favorite wrestlers. One of them is Suzuki because he's a walking sadist, for fuck's sake, bro. He probably nice as hell outside the ring, but he's mean as hell inside. He's a walking sadist. That's one of my boys.
Excuse me. All right. Cool.
Dang. They just cut off the match like mid run.
They ain't give a damn. They ain't give a damn.
That is the most awkwardest cuts to commercial. Mid run commercial. Like what the fuck? It's like saying I cut the commercial mid finisher.
Like, and he's got him up. This might be his finisher here at Bloomingdale's. But he's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Why has this happened?
Then like once you get back to the commercial, he already won the match.
Yep. I don't know what promotion I was watching. It was a pro wrestling on PBS, and they went to commercial and came back, and it was like, that's the conclusion of the match, yada yada. And I'm like, can you tell me who won, because you're not showing anyone on screen? I'm like, this promotion ain't gonna last. And they were trying to rival NWA at the time, and I was just like, I don't know who won, and I guess I should have known, because it was like the contender versus the jobber thing, but still, I'd like to know who, I want to know for myself who won. And I was like a little kid, so I didn't know one thing from the other anyway. I just like pro wrestling. And they wouldn't even replay it. No replays, no, okay, it was on commercial, but this is what you missed. None of that. It was just like, you just ass out. I was like, well, shit. Spicy nuggets are back. 4 nuggets. For how much was it? $2? Yeah.
For 4 nuggets.
Oh, 4 nuggets for 99 cents.
I think 6 nuggets for like 129.
6 for 129. That's a lot of money for that. How much are the nuggets that we get from, I guess, Walmart or Food Lion?
$4.99 for like 2 pounds.
So $4.99, you get it from a grocery store. $4.99 for like 2 pounds of nuggets, or you can spend all of that for 20 nuggets. I would go with the $4.99. Just shop from your local grocery store. Cook them in the oven. Just preheat it to 350. Put them in there on foil for 15 minutes. Flip them 15 minutes. There you go. And it's better than what you would get from fast food restaurant.
And I'm back. I hope. Double copy.
I'm gonna have to boost the damn. I want to see who's wrestling.
And I'm back.
Oh wait. And you're back. It's
Yeah,
a
because
mix-up.
I had to update Discord.
Yeah, I did that earlier.
Yeah, like I pressed it, then I was like, "What's the name?"
Oh, you pressed the green thing without thinking about it.
Yeah, no, it was a fucking update. Okay, let me update this joint.
See, no,
So I'm like, oh shit.
See, you would have known better if there was anything on TV after all these years that says, don't touch the green button. It's always, don't press the red button. So you saw the green and was like, well, it must mean go.
Yeah.
You done fucked up my stuff.
I'm like, oh my god. What the
Oh,
fuck
we're
was I
back.
doing?
We're back. Rolling Fireman's Carry.
You can't escape.
You can do the moonsault now instead of catering to the fans, you stupid mook. There you go. Caught the knees to the gut because you're stupid.
Watch me fly. No.
Joey Janela dropped the dude behind him and tried to fix his hair at the same time. What the fuck?
That is basically pure wrestling right there.
What the fuck? Snapdragons. He's getting planted.
This is why I say he's more of a hardcore wrestler. Even though he's trying so hard to say that I'm not just a hardcore wrestler, which I respect because he's trying.
The only time Kenny Omega can actually do better in the ring is when it's fast paced.
He's like a lucha.
He's a
He
lucha
was
that can't chop. That's the problem. I don't like Kenny Omega. I don't. I tried so many times to like him.
I can tell you just don't like. Okay, who is your boys? Like, give me your boy list. Basically, like your if you have a faction of your favorite wrestlers. Who would it be?
Lij.
Everybody from like Lij.
Yes.
True.
Now, if you want to go in order of Lij, it's a tie between Evil and Sonata, and then
I'll go with
it's a tie between Naito and Hiromu.
Hiromu.
And see, here's the thing: you say Hiromu, and then you watch a Naito match, and you're kind of like, ah, shit. So that's why I'm like, it's a tie because it's going to toggle. If you really want to know who my okay, personal preference, my favorite is Evil. My second would definitely be Sonata. But if you want to go on legacy that I know, then my favorite would be Sonata and then Evil. That's why it's a tie.
Sonata can do no wrong.
Shut up, Cedra. Just shut up and watch TV.
Damn.
She was like, Sonata can do no wrong.
Shingo.
Shingo Takagi can do no wrong.
Shingo is my boy. Well, one of my boys.
Shingo is one of them, but it's hard. I haven't 1,000,000,000% accepted him in the Lij yet.
Because he was a replacement for Hiromu.
Yes. Now when Hiromu come back and Shingo can stay, oh, nice fisherman DDT. But when he can stay, when Hiromu returns, then we got a deal. Right now, I'm just because I don't want to group him in when he's just a placeholder. But Naito,
Placeholder for a break.
Naito is grouping him in with everyone on his closing speeches, so that gives me hope.
And plus, he can't replace Hiromu. Shingo's a heavyweight.
Shingo was a heavyweight when Shingo got there. Shingo's always been a heavyweight.
Shingo been a heavyweight ever since he first debuted. He fight like a whole heavyweight. That
It ain't that he
face,
fight.
boy.
It ain't like that he fight like one.
face.
It ain't that he fight like one. You can look at his build and tell that dude's got to be at least 231.
Ooh. He looked like he's like 240. That dude looks strong.
Wow, what a move by Omega.
I'm enjoying that Janela is fighting back, but Janela ain't gonna win. Not unless somebody run in
He's
and
not.
interrupt.
He's not gonna win. Like, it's already placed because of momentum for the Full Gear pay-per-view. He's not gonna win, but he's trying to, show up.
Stop getting in position, Omega. Thank you. Janela loves doing that stupid shit. I just dove off into the hardest part of the ring with my spine.
And I'm dead.
Don't I look cool that I did something so brutal? Be like, you dumb. You just dumb as shit.
His documentary is literally labeled "Don't Die, Please Don't Die, Joey Janela." And I'm not lying. Go on YouTube. It's right there.
This fucker look unconscious. And yet, he's not going to try to pin him. I would have tried to pin him off that alone. Don't help yourself up too easy, Janela.
As for Joey, selling is the best. The best, but it's like you could believe it.
Kenny Omega would do better if he used the V trigger as a finisher.
And then the One Wing Angel as like a special,
the One Wing Angel would be good for big matches, but the V trigger would be good for these matches, because that running bicycle knee strike is epic. And nobody does it like Omega. Not even Busa. That's what he calls him. he don't even do it that well, and he started doing it. And the Bomaye, Kote Bushi. He's doing the most popular knee strikes. All the best knee strikes.
Kota Ibushi Bumbaye.
Here, have some water.
I'm not saying that it's not beautiful, but it doesn't look as lethal as Nakamura's used to.
I'm not talking about effectiveness. I'm just saying it looks beautiful.
You're talking about the taunt before he does
The
it.
whole thing.
Oh, you said the whole thing. Okay.
You got a little bit of bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit
Secret
of
hates when
bubbly.
I do that.
I mark
Don't
out
be
every
coming to
time.
Charlotte. You need to stay out of North Carolina. Damn, don't Tony Schiavone sounds like I'd rather be at home sniffing underwear. Good grief. God damn. Well, those just sold out. People in North Carolina got a serious, if we don't do it now, we ain't going to do it at all. It's serious. So as soon as they see that, they'll be like, what? After the show, I'm calling in. So some of them will be like, I'm going to call in right now. And people in North Carolina are dicks. Like people that's all the way over in Wilmington, it's like, oh, well, we can't go see it. That's way the fuck over there on the west side. We're going to call and order tickets just so they can't go. They'll do shit like that. They will do some fucked up
Like, place these tickets for me, man.
Yes! I'm telling you, if you know where to go on the web, you'll see it. You'll be like, wait a minute. Half the tickets are bought out from the east coast of North Carolina. What the fuck? And it's like, yeah. Now they're going to scalp them somewhere online to those that want to go that's around Charlotte.
Damn, Cody got to get all these damn pyro. No wonder there barely anybody getting no pyro because of you bitches.
Cody gets all the pyro. Cody's the only one that actually tries to put on a professional wrestling match.
But that doesn't mean he gets all the pyro.
Yes, it do. Cody get all the pyro.
I disagree.
You want pyro, you better wrestle. Don't just put on some fucking spot moves. You want pyro, wrestle. Cody gets all the pyro right now. And as soon as he fuck up, I'm going to just take it from him. Oh, shit. He said that shit without a carrot on. You can hear him laughing. We ate him. It's like, oh, shit. He said that shit. I was like, ain't the joke on you? I'm like, that was some cannibalism, yo.
So, have you seen the Cinnamon Toast Crunch commercials? The fuck? That is cannibalism.
They didn't give a shit.
And they be on children's shows showing cannibalism. Like, what the fuck?
They're like, it's just M&M's. Who cares? It's like, all right, they just ate their own. It's like, come on. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to shoot straight. It does make me want some M&M's. That commercial, I've seen it about 18 times. This is the first time it made me want some M&M's. And because of that, because I got this natural need to combat everything, I'm not going to get one. I'll go right there to the grocery store and be like, fuck those M&M's. Why? Because the commercial made me want them. I didn't want them on my own volition. I wanted it because I saw the commercial. So then I would not get it. Fuck the post office. Fuck them. I will never go to the post office again. Thank you. Fuck them. That's personal. Fuck them personally. I got a picture of the mailman driving through my fucking yard instead of just delivering the package like a normal person should. All right? And I use the word normal loosely here. All right? And when I call to complain, the motherfucker is like, she's like, well, we got to get his side of it. I'm like, he doesn't have a side. I've got the picture. And I was waiting for this stupid bitch to say, is the picture in good quality? I'm like, man, I will shove this picture up your rectum. I started getting pissed. And I called her out on her bullshit. Sadly, there's nothing I can do about her bullshit. I just got to take it. I was like, I just want to make sure that you're not. I was like, I just want to make sure it's not gonna be one of them things because places like this they like to protect their own, And she just got quiet, and I'm like, fuck. And get his side. He ain't got a side.
It's a finally we get a break for some wrestling.
We haven't had any wrestling yet. We may get a break from it.
Well, whatever we saw in the ring.
The rest, what we saw was some awesome sports entertainment.
Okay. Who the fuck is blowing that air horn?
It's Jericho and those guys.
Yeah, the
it's
inner
it?
circle. They're testing stuff. I know what they're doing. I figured it out. They're doing the one thing I told John Newby not to do. Don't test stuff at a live show. So that's what's going on.
What they test?
What's he up to, that guy?
They're being very disruptive and whatnot. Like, just like some punk kids. And they know that some of the crowd might eat it up, some won't. So they're going to see what segment this does. If it does well, they're going to do it again and again.
Exactly. Oh, Cody's pissed. Cody's pissed.
Do it. Go on up
Go,
there.
Cody,
You
kick his
don't
ass.
sit there, me versus all five of you. Go ahead on up there.
Yeah, big dumb.
That cavalry just came out.
Hey, Pittsburgh, shut your mouth. Cheap. Are those empty seats I
Here
see?
comes Goldust. I mean, Dustin Runnels.
Or maybe because
Wait,
you're smart because you
there's
didn't
more
get jumped,
coming
you
out.
fucking bum.
Uh-oh.
Wait, they got more coming
He
out.
talked that trash.
Here comes MJF.
He called that shit out right. It's 4-1. You're going to stand there and like it. Yes. Boy. We got
and
an
I
issue
know
with that.
MJF from the indie scenes in New York.
Yeah, I heard the first two. It's just that one had a little juice behind it. I don't know about that one.
DDP.
Oh, DDP came out?
Yeah, it's DDP. It's coming out. They're gonna get ready to feel the bang.
I didn't know DDP would even want to do anything with wrestling anymore.
For a while.
Yeah,
I thought he was just a trainer or a coach. That's what I thought he was.
he looks like he still got it. Bang!
Man, he all yoga out. He ready to go.
Oh,
I
yeah,
never saw DDP wrestle for real. I need to see him wrestle.
watch DDP versus Goldberg Halloween Havoc. Just that is on Goldberg's part mostly a shoot match.
Why were they shooting?
Because Goldberg half knocked himself the fuck out and was loopy and was.
And now my shit's fucking up again.
I
man.
like that look.
Oh, it's a street fight gang war.
DDP got the most lackadaisical walk I've ever seen.
What's wrong with your suit, Max? You look stupid.
I'm still annoyed that MJF is a face here but a super heel on MLW.
Not a face.
That's a good question. Why the fuck is he a face? I was enjoying his heel tactic.
He's a great
amazing.
heel.
He's an amazing heel worker.
I knew him for a few years. MJF.
They're gonna be like, wait a minute.
What y'all locking the door for? About done. Oh shit! He went in after him. Oh, kidney punch.
Drug him out.
It's a
they're
fight,
kicking
everybody.
ass.
It's a fight. And this is what JR likes right here. This is JR's love right here.
I can't punch. I can't punch.
MJF. Well, he took somebody's crutch. Yeah, that's a heel move right there.
Okay, now it's working.
This is amazing so far.
Welcome, dude. Welcome.
Hello. Just
Welcome,
ignore
Mr.
the fact
Pony.
I was doing something else.
Mr. Pony.
Jericho looked like he about to cry. I'm looking at my TV and Jericho look like he about to cry. Why everything he does, he look like he about to cry.
That's the problem with Jericho. He sells that. What is he holding? A ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Every time he's all pissed off and stuff, he's ready to bust out and cry.
His acting is top notch, my G.
Perfection.
Exactly.
I have a ticket. I have a ticket.
Yeah.
I have the ticket.
I have the golden ticket.
Oh, you got two things: a ticket and an ass whooping. So there you go.
Because I got a golden ticket.
He's going to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory with that fucking ticket, my G.
I am not going to make a dirty joke for that one.
We all know Willy Wonka
I'll probably
was a
fall into
chocolate
bad
factory.
chocolate and
Everybody,
die.
we all know that.
Cute.
You
Yeah.
lick the fucking ticket. What is wrong with you? And you
Oh,
put
you-
it on your head.
Oh, you're watching that. Oh, I'm seeing a commercial. Geico commercial. The girl cat. The screen's small, so she looks actually cute and stuff, but hey. The Muppets.
Oh.
Him and his chickens, man.
Slazy! Have a little piece. Moolah.
So much goes into who I am. HIV medicine is one part of it.
You know what I hate about these ads? I hate the fact how like these medicine ads, they be like, hey look, Trimberta. They be like, these meds will help you, but it will kill you
Yep.
on live television. You be like, I don't need them no more. I'm perfectly
They
fine.
know people are stupid. They know they're gonna be like, yeah, I need that. I'm like, you need something that's gonna cause liver failure. No, it's bad enough when it says and death. It bypasses
Right.
anything shutting down. It goes straight to death. It's like, what the fuck?
You do realize that everything kills you, right?
Yeah, but you don't want to ingest it. You know,
I choke a banana.
like legit, Mr. Pony. You don't want to sit there and be like, I saw this ad that says that it will cause all these failures in my organs and death. Let me take that. You know, if you die like that, let it be something that you don't know is going to kill you. Like, I had no idea. Not, I knew it. It was
What,
advertised.
spontaneous human
It's a
combustion.
scam.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, to see a person catch on fire and run down the street. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Would it be worrisome? Yes, but I will laugh my ass off at the same time. Yes, I can't help it. I'm like, it's the failed Human Torch. To sit there and be like, hey man, yo, you got them SIGs on you? A bunch of swoosh. I'm like,
Oh my God.
hey, it's best dumbasses.
And with Orange Cassidy.
Oh, he's a good wrestler, Orange Cassidy. I seen him wrestle for a wrestling promotion in New York City. Awesome.
Orange Cassidy is the best meme. Like, I don't care if people hate him. To me, he's just a meme. He could be a good wrestler all he wants, but he's still a meme.
Why are they wearing the Gatorade sign?
What's Orange Cassidy about to do?
Man, the early '90s call. The Rockers want their tops back. The 1980s, the 70s and 80s call. The Rock and Roll Express want their tassels back. The Ultimate Warrior wants to be buried with his leg tassels. What the fuck?
Why do they look like they have leg warmers?
Randy Savage wants his headband back.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck, y'all?
Get some new gear. This isn't 1991 for crying out loud.
They are puking 1991.
Hey, yo.
They look like
2009, Jelito
shit.
called you. Black Machismo called you. He won his leg warmers back, bro.
Thank you. He's out. Pockets. My little dog
Shawn
Pockets
Michaels
is
wants
out.
his shirt back.
Shawn Michaels wants his shirt back. Marty Jannetty wants his colors back. Ultimate Warrior wants his tassels. Savage wants his headband. Rock and Roll Express wants their pants.
Black Machismo.
Yep. All right. Finisher. Pin him. You can pin him.
So what's this, a squash match?
No, this match is probably going to go about 18 minutes or so, and it's going to have so many false finishes, you're going to call this match a liar.
I call this an ROH match.
No, not even close. Not even ROH. They're slowly slipping into this.
Never compared to ROH.
ROH is professional wrestling version, but it's slowly trying to slip into this. Slingshot face buster. I mean, I would just go for the win.
Maybe all stay in silence for Ring of Honor.
Chuck Taylor's an indie legend.
God damn it, boy! I said stay in silence.
What? Ring of Honor ain't dead. Ring of Honor is still thriving strong.
It's dead to us.
They got TV deals still going. The only thing that they don't have, they got pay-per-view. They run monthly pay-per-views. They got house and spot shows. They got everything. It's just that they don't want to pay their wrestlers shit. So they're going to lose wrestlers probably every 2 or 3 months. They're going to lose a decent wrestler.
Again, they're dead.
Where's Orange Cassidy? We need him. Spear. Hey, there he is. He's just cooling. So we saw Joey Janela wrestle. When are we going to see Orange Cassidy in the ring?
When you can find someone. Orange Cassidy always keeps his hands in his pockets. We got to find someone that keeps, their head under their shirt or something to balance it out. I don't know.
No, hands in their pants.
Are any of us wearing pants?
I'm not.
Next topic.
Hey, you open that box, man. You don't know what's gonna jump out. And you said like any one of us wearing pants. I'm like, I'm not. I'm not freeballing it either, but I'm not wearing pants.
I wear my wrestling pants back in high school. Still fits me.
Nice.
You know what's crazy? I actually got tights. Like, I actually got a whole singlet and I actually got tights. All I need is boots. And I mean, I think my wrestling shoes still fit me. Hey, I
I
could
don't
be a
know.
pro
I don't know
wrestler
who
for
it was.
Halloween.
Some pro wrestler. He was wrestling wearing Timberlands, like serious mountain hiking boots.
That is awesome.
I'm like, those are not padded shoes.
He's from New York. He's from New York.
He was. And he drop kicked
Representing New
somebody
York.
and left a scrape on their face.
Hey, I fucks with that dude now. I want to see like when I was doing track, right? Me, and my friends was like, we want to see somebody do a 100-yard 100 yards, which is basically straightforward 100 yards dash, just straightforward with Tim's on.
What did Excalibur
like
say?
Excalibur said that Orange Cassidy was laconic and sloth-like. And Jim Ross said, he's laconic, damn it. And you know, he's laconic, damn it, Tony. And sloth-like. And they were laughing.
They clowning
They were
Cassidy.
like, come on, keep it up, Excalibur. Excalibur like, they're words for a reason. Jim said he's laconic, damn it, Tony.
Laconic. I've never heard that word before.
The fuck?
I have never heard that damn word before.
A person using very few words.
Laconic means someone that uses very few words. He uses very few moves too.
He got a kick up, and it just drops down.
Kevin Nash had but like 4 or 5 moves. So, yeah. And he was still able to put on, and having some of the basics and knowing how to stall decently, he was able to put on easy 15 and 20-minute matches. And you didn't feel exhausted. If he didn't, yeah, you're right. If he didn't tear his quad, yeah. If he didn't Triple H it all the time, yeah.
That is a meme for Kevin Nash. Every single time we see Kevin Nash, we be like, make sure his quad's okay. Every walk. You want me to do a big boot? No.
But you know what? He tore his quad wrestling and not doing any stupid shit. And I saw the second time that he tore his quad. He got in, he was happy to be back. He ran in a circle to try to chase dude down and dropped. And I was like, oh, crap. And you could see Nash. He was pissed. The match had only been going for like 40-some seconds. He was pissed. Then he had the rest of that match best he could, with basically no quad. So at least he tore it doing pro wrestling and not some stupid shit. So, he got that behind him. But he had too much upper body build. That's what happened with Triple H. Too much upper body, and your legs ain't supposed to support that.
Never skip leg day.
Never. That's right. Never skip leg day. And then when Triple H came back, he went to every leg day you could see. His upper body went down a little bit, but them legs, he was like, they are built the fuck up. They were so built up, I was like, they're going to tear just by walking. He was like, these fuckers won't tear again, I promise you that. I was like, yeah, then you risk less tearing if you get off the steroids.
And this also came from the same time as the Reign of Terror.
Oh shit. Booker T should have won that WrestleMania.
Booker T never got, because he was part of WCW. They was never going to give him what he should have got. They were hating for real, man.
I mean, the only WCW guy, well, two, that actually got success was Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. That's the only
Ooh.
two.
Yeah, they did. You're right. Oh,
Good
nice
match so
German.
far.
I had to think about that.
And
Yeah, you're right. They did get they won gold. They did the thing.
Yeah.
and we already know who the best ECW wrestler was.
Perry Saturn.
Well, yes,
Tommy
and
Dreamer. No. No, Sabu. He's a spot monkey.
Sabu, honestly, Sabu was not a spot monkey, not by a damn sight.
he was
Sabu,
a spot monkey in his era.
In his
no,
era.
right now,
he was not even in his era, not even then, because he had, you watch his matches and he didn't just throw shit out. There was a lot between those moves. That all that stuff was his actual signature moves, and he had a lot of shit in between each signature move. And it won't like bullshit spotty setups where they roll into place and stuff and it's obvious. It's almost like he took the advantage of them being in that spot, which made it better. Rob Van Dam and Sabu were my top tag team in all of wrestling at that time period. I
I
miss them.
remember when I first watched Sabu, it was Sabu versus Abyss in that barbed wire match. That match was tough. That match was good. It was a barbed wire match, but they did it. They actually tore the house down. I didn't actually enjoy that match.
Yep.
I remember
sorry,
I
just eating.
had to. It's cool. Like I introduced my sister to
You see
what's that
it, huh?
company? Shikara. She wanted me to go
Chikara?
to. Yeah, I introduced my sister to Chikara. We was watching some matches from them, and then when she pull up that like I'm gonna do wrestling, well I pull it up. She was like, you should join Chikara. You should join Chikara and be such and such. I forgot what she says. And then I told him I'm gonna be a poodle. But I wouldn't. Like that's just a little joke for like me and my sister.
And and according to my screen, there was a flying Orange Cassidy.
A flying orange.
He could have done anything other than that. He could have messed up both of their spines doing that.
Ugh. And that means it looked like we were having a new team. What would they be called? The Best Bucks?
I don't know.
Best Bucks.
Best Bucks, Young Friends.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you? He hurt his brother doing that save. Now Matt's neck is hurting and he has taken no neck damage this whole time. More bang for the buck. Nice. Jim Ross got into the match, but I'm like, I don't know. I just, yeah, your neck hurting now.
Alexander into circle.
Why you got the mic?
Well, when you're in the zone, the pain is numb.
You be numb as hell after that shit. After that shit, once you wake up, you be done. You be like, God damn it. I'll fight my brother after that shit. I'm like, God damn it, you dick.
Neck hurting, arm hurting.
Out of all of the hey look, Adam Cole. After all of their events, I love their Fight for the Fallen arena. It looks so beautiful. And I hope for their for the Full Gear pay-per-view, they have a different arena instead of the same old shit. Hey, Mr. Pony,
Yes.
do you got a boy list?
A what?
Like your favorite wrestler, like a boy list.
I disagree with
Basically, you have you have
she was green or
your own faction with your favorite wrestlers. That's a boy list,
Yeah,
or like a boy
she is.
faction.
Ooh, this has been a while.
It's the reason he said that Baker is too green for this setting is because when you do your spot shows, you know, your road shows and stuff,
She's trying to
those
take this.
those are the that's like your training. You know, you test stuff out, you see what's going to happen. When it comes to TV, on TV, those are the ones that are pretty much flawless. They don't make mistakes. They've got everything covered so that no one can really spot anything stupid. You know, that's what TV is. And Baker, sadly as it is, she is too green for this setting, but she was going to get somebody that should never been in this setting.
And see, that's my issue because
Is that a fucking tooth?
in every other match,
Never mind. That's something else.
extremely well. I mean, far better than about 90% of
But anyway,
period.
if I were to have my own dream faction,
Throwing herself about, but she was working with someone that she could not work with.
That's correct. And we said that last time. Britt Baker's worked with someone that Rehab was someone that none of these girls can work with. Dr. Britt Baker and who?
I thought that was a tooth. I'm like, what the fuck?
and we got a Steelers mascot.
Oh, that's Steelers mascot?
Yeah, that's the
That's what I'm
Steelers
guessing.
mascot. And I like that she got the Steelers on her jacket. But, you know, teeth, you know, representing the colors. Britsburg.
Brits.
Well, thank God she's a face. Otherwise, we'd be calling her a Yinzer.
Yeah, she.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
This motherfucker said, wait, I need to search this up.
We're going to see how this match turn out. Look at that. I like that.
Oh. Yinzer. 21st team playing Pittsburgh. Singing their play. Oh, that's what it is.
See,
I still don't know what the fuck that is.
this is the opening part of this match, but I'm liking it because these girls are going at it. on NWA Power, that opening match with the girls, that was abysmal. It was abysmal.
Shit, I haven't seen it yet. I was planning to watch it after school, but well, after school yesterday, but I didn't. Mad as shit.
You got plenty of time to watch it, man. It's just an hour, and it's far less than that if you skip past those weird ass commercials.
I like the weird
Well, I forgot to watch it.
Those commercials are weird. I mean, if you want to see some entertainment, you watch those commercials. Like, is this shit real?
waffles and tire.
Waffles
Although
and
that
tire
wrestling school is
irons,
real.
invisible hair, and then what is it? Invisible teeth?
Yeah, visible.
What the fuck?
The
So-
80s in a nutshell.
Yes.
Go get her.
Oh, nice sling blade.
On the floor.
Yeeby. That sling blade though.
Man, I miss
I'm still
hearing
at the
that.
outside.
No one else thought to say that shit. Jim Ross did. He gave the commercial outro.
That put Doritos back in their original bag and did the same thing.
They literally have this old.
Blue and white Cheeto
They
bag.
literally have this whole Illuminati commercial about chips. Are you
We have
kidding me?
Doritos for that.
They spend
Like-
millions of dollars on advertising potato chips when they could have, helped pay off certain people's debts or get people off the street so they can find a job and get a life. But they pour millions into saying, buy my chips. Just think about that.
We got to make money.
They spend money telling people to buy the shit that they're already buying. Just, they don't make sense. That would be like in the middle of, you go to the movie theater and in the middle of the movie they advertise the damn movie you're watching.
Sedrik,
Yeah.
it's this. If it fucking shows. It's on a general discussion. That's the reason why they're doing this.
That was an open hand slap.
She's sucking her finger. What the Wet Willie? What the fuck is wrong with you? She gave her a wet willy.
Yeah, he has.
Ever since we moved here, I've been noticing it. I think the house is changing.
Smile for the camera.
That's a wet willy for
I
real.
love that.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, we got to fight.
I know, right?
I'd be like, I know this is a wrestling match, but no
I'm
more.
gonna kill you.
Yep.
This is just bullying.
But this, I have to fuck you up for this. And that face from the crowd explains my emotions right now. But hey, she's being a heel, so I salute you to that.
Oh.
Yes, but just it's like bullying tactics, man.
What the fuck? I just look at the freaking commercial and did it ever exploded? I'm concerned.
I'm not.
I'm like, did the elevator just implode by itself? Or what? Like, I am very concerned. I'm curious. What the fuck happened? Yay!
Look at that. That's putting forearms in.
Hey! Boo!
Yay! 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 Yay!
They got some. Boo! Even though that
Who is
wasn't a
she
strike, that
wrestling?
was a submission.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter from England.
She got some meat on her.
I am not saying anything.
I'm just tired of seeing overly scrawny girls that can't hold themselves up in the ring. Like literally cannot hold themselves up. When they run, it's like they're half tripping. I just get tired of seeing that.
That's an ugly ass sling blade.
That was a disgustingly ugly sling blade.
When people think about female wrestlers, they think about sexy ass girls. They haven't seen what we've been seeing.
Like this girl here, what's her name,
The
Sedrik?
one with the big ass.
Hater.
Jamie Hayter.
Like to hate something.
That's
Oh,
funny.
Hayter. Yeah, her.
Oh,
She
Hayter.
wouldn't be on my show. You know why?
Why?
She would have because she got ass hanging out. Like you need to be covered up. You need to be covered up.
She got as much ass hanging out as a gymnast.
Yeah. I ain't comparing it to gymnasts. I don't give a shit about gymnasts. I care about my wrestlers.
Yeah, I get that, but
You want them to wrestle? That looks.
I know that. I get that. I'm just saying. Like I don't want to see any butt meat hanging out. That's just me though. All right, we know.
Wait, did she just kiss her?
No, I don't know.
Did she either kiss her or bite her? I don't know.
Could be both.
Just bite the damn tongue and
Sambo
shit.
slam. Put her down right on the shoulder too. And that was a poor camera angle.
Yeah, poor slam.
But you know what? They're performing, and I'm liking that. They're at least trying. Oh! Nothing gentle about that.
What, the clothesline?
Nope. Cutter. Ace crusher.
Damn!
No, that super kick. She threw a nice super kick. Oh,
I saw that.
nice swinging fisherman net breaker. 2.
you have to put the whatever that movie with the mouth you call it. I don't think I have to know that one name.
Drift away. And to the abyss. What the fuck? Why are you not done?
Oh! Nothing gentle about that. Uh-oh, there it go. Double armbar submission. Added with the mandible claw at some point. Uh-oh.
She just fucked her dental, bro.
Ah! I love
Oh, she
she does what I told anyone with a submission hold to do. All right, what I say, you're going to gear that arm up. You're going to show that this is about to happen, and then you put it on them. It aids in the delivery of it, and it looks brutal.
It looks like a
Hail to Brit.
she did great.
Britsburg.
She did great. She did way better this week than last because she had somebody to work with.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and,
All right.
and Hater looked good too.
Hater looked outstanding. I want to see more of her.
So do I. This
And that's the thing about
She needs to wrestle
and that's the thing about wrestling.
She got
You
a
are
kid.
just as good as the
Of the lock
weakest
and
link.
lock.
so that she can build up her endurance to do it. If she'll be flouncing around the ring with little tiny ass bitches, she's not gonna be anybody but.
Yep.
she need to get some meat on the body. Just saying, she need to get some meat on her body.
Can we just appreciate some of these goddamn signs we be seeing? She got the case of the lockjaw. Can we just accept that real quick?
I
SCU
think I
better win this
figured out
match.
how to
That's
deal
true.
with her submission hold.
Just bite the damn hand.
She needs to work on that sling blade though.
Damn! Punch the damn glass and everything. See, I didn't see the brawl because my computer was fucking up. Did this motherfucker just slip on the track?
Sedrik Kennedy runs in on the match.
Are we going to see DDP wrestle again?
Probably not.
Yeah. I doubt we see him in the ring. Although he looked like he could still go.
He looked like he can still go.
He's half the size he used to be. Oh crap! Pac wasting his time with X.
With X Moxley.
No, he's X because fuck his name.
So you just blacklisted him.
I blacklist the shit out of him. Oh shit! I don't know who that is, but I like her. Oh, Brandy got some ovaries on her today. I like this. All right. I don't know what that was about, but I like it. I like it. I like that. I like.
Brandy?
Yeah,
That was a
Brandy.
very intimidating
Oh shit!
point.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
I forgot about that.
stomping the shit out of Solomon X. I'm watching this match too. I'm like, I'm just looking at YouTube. I'm just looking at the match. Spear. Actually, I'm looking through OBS Studio right now, but still. What did that? Oh man, it comes up whatever his dude's name is, Tumelo something. HTW special.
Create a patron.
Man, Spout gets fucked up outside right here.
Well, I'm currently not watching at the moment because AEW exists.
What? It's not on right. Well, for me right now, it's not on. It's just full commercial screen. So I'm just looking at OBS Studio for now.
Well, I had a very interesting show today.
For your Fed?
Yes.
Like, I didn't watch it because I was one, I was at my grand's house and I was trying to buy something, but my credit card was like, you gotta wait, motherfucker.
Well, if you ever watch a show, just watch the Imperial Dynasty versus the HPU match.
HPU!
When your show, when I saw that it was up, I was already doing commentary with my dude Conquering Thought and Green Cat Girl for comparative reasoning. I did 2 hours of that today.
Neat.
These weird.
And there's commercials back.
How would y'all feel if a billboard just start talking to you?
I drive off.
I feel like we had this conversation before.
We have, but it's still weird.
Why does this exist again?
Maybe it's predicting something.
Like, it's gonna be like that one episode of SpongeBob where like Plankton, he was in the chum bucket, then this big ass, what was it called?
What are you talking about?
Oh shit!
Hold on. When he had the telescope, yeah, this big ass telescope, and then a customer just, like walked by and said, "Hey, would you like to buy a chumstick?" I'm like,
What the fuck?
then the telescope just points at the fucking dude. That shit was funny. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. That shit was funny.
It's the main event. It sucks when this is your main event. Should never be the main event.
I wanted the tag match to be a main event. Start with a tag tournament, end with a tag.
That's what I would do. if the tag tournament is to crown the new champions or first champions, they should always main event. Well,
They really
damn,
shouldn't.
I called that. I was like, he's gonna use weapons on Mox. I called that one last week. Right, next person to fight Mox is probably gonna use a weapon on him because that's all he understands. Because he's a fucking idiot.
Hey, he was from CZW. What you expect from him?
I expect this motherfucker to be a whole lot better than some shit show.
I mean, he just freshly off of WWE for a while. Sports entertainment is not his thing. I'm not trying to defend Mox. I'm just like saying he came from WWE. First his career was in independent wrestling, then CZW, hardcore a lot. Went to WWE,
Is
starts being a sports entertainer, and then all of a sudden now he's free from that. Now he wants to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, which is some dumb shit.
Yeah, I've seen number. And sometimes the dumbest stuff can lead to some of the best things.
All right. Besides Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan was me. My sister was watching that shit. Oh my god, we was dying. I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Invisible Man versus Joy Janela. Okay, I am fucking done. Time to watch AEW because I don't want to look at that match at all. It was a ladder match for some reason, I think.
If a weapon is required to hurt you, then that should be nothing. Get your dumb ass up and fight. I have no sympathy for people like Moxley.
I could tell.
I just don't give shit 1, 2, or 3. Trying to feed these sheep. There you go. What? Trying to feed sheep. I'm trying to get this thing done in the regatta. That's what I gotta do.
Oh shit!
And then I got to get the beef feed going.
Now he's pissed.
Honestly, if there's any type of wrestler I like, it's basically an all-rounder.
Yeah,
True.
the thing is that people don't get. Hardcore isn't part of all-rounded wrestling because there's nothing about wrestling with a chair or a table or a ladder, kendo stick, or anything. Those should be devices that a heel uses to maximize the heat from people.
It can also be a great storytelling device.
No, it can't be a storytelling device. There's no story to tell. You got hit with a chair.
I got hit with a pot of plant.
Yeah,
Now,
when I saw the potted plant used in wrestling, I was like, what in the shit is this?
I got hit with a pot of plant. Then all of a sudden, his potted plant brother came out the cut and just died. Now being used to avenge his dead brother. The fuck?
Unfortunately, the plant got over.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
Can't really tell if that was the state of wrestling or the state of the fans.
That was both, my friend. Anything like an object that gets over as a object, not a wrestler using the object, that is the state of your gimmick. The state of you, boy.
It better be intentional.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with all of y'all. I wanted to be a hardcore wrestler, and when I went jogging, I found a street sign. I brought it to my house, get a mark, make a smiley face on the street sign, and gave it a name, and just kept it for a while.
That's dedication right there, man.
I want it to be that one person that has a fucking weapon and name it something and give it a personality.
You know, like Al Snow did with Head.
I was about to mention Al Snow right there. I was literally about to mention Al Snow.
Part of that thing that what Head was saying on the intro and stuff was that had me laughing was Head said, "You're the only one that can get me off."
Oof.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
Uh,
nobody else is hearing this. I'm the only one hearing this. I was like, I will just bask in the laughter
come
of this.
on. Mark's like, come on, bitch. They now keep me down. Oh shit, that stunned me a little bit right there, big fan.
Mox winning this match is going to be dumb. Hopefully, there's a run in.
Or he get himself disqualified because he's that dude.
We'll see. We'll see.
You want to bet?
Okay, so you saying that he'll get himself disqualified. I'm thinking that somebody's going to run in. Anybody else got something?
And
I
if we're
think it's
both
just going to
wrong,
end normally.
I think Pony's going to be the one winner.
I doubt it.
This match will not end normally because if it was to end normally, we would be seeing a brutalizer tap out.
Jeez.
But that was a vicious DDT.
That wasn't a DDT. That was like a
I don't know. That was a front face slam, basically.
yeah. I see people do it. I just don't know the name of it. Headlock D HDT.
We suck at naming names.
I mean,
Shit. I named Kano's new finisher the Hello. I name moves weirdly. Damn, them forearm strikes. Ooh, that's that little knee joint though.
Yep. Soul butt, up kick, off the ropes, lariato.
That lariat. I love me a lariat. That shit. Like I love the fuck you suplex. Oh, I love it so much.
Oh, that suplex whip. I like it when like right now would be a good time that he could do it. That's what I was talking about last time. It ain't too long. They ain't that sweaty, and he can pull it off properly.
Yeah. I call the fuck you suplex because it's just a big fuck you.
It'd be a good name, the FU Plex.
The FU plex. Yes.
Then when people start calling it the Food Plex.
Foodplex?
Foodplex.
They got it in 2K. That move on 2K. like they got it on 2K, but when I assigned it to some people, I think I assigned it to like two different people, and I was like, God damn it, why did I do that? One of them should have it as a finisher or a signature, and yeah. Ooh, the Black Hole Slam. He about to hit his knee. If this is his finisher, I'm about to say, if that was his finisher, the state of your finisher, my guy.
He is that
Makes
Texas
the double
Clover
arm
hold is put on
DDT a
so
lot better.
terrible.
Yeah. What'd you say, Sedrik?
That Texas Clover hold he has on, it was just terrible.
It don't even look that effective.
No, not like that. Not even close.
The state of your match, my guy.
I call it a standard TV main event.
And his clap.
Because it is a TV main event.
Yep, this the
But
main
hey, this is AEW, so they expect more. Because half of these matches were like 20-something minutes long.
Yup.
Like 20 to 18 or 15 versus WWE, they have seven different matches in like 5 minutes or 7 minutes or 10 minutes. The longest is 15. That Falcon Arrow.
Seems a bit ugly, but pretty good.
The state of your Falcon Arrow. The state of Pax. We need to check on Pac. Or Pac, whoever you want to call him. His hair is frizzing up.
Yeah.
Actually, so Vayne was about to pop.
He was about to pop. He's a bastard, what you talking about. I think he about to hit the brutalizer.
This is the big match of the year.
Going by
match
that-
of the year.
Going by that logic, then I don't know. The Gobbledygooker versus Gilbert could be match of the century.
Nope. Everybody love this move, and he about to hit the. Nope. Yeah, I think you fucked up, Pac. Yeet. That was shit.
Yeah, that was stupid, wasn't it? How he slid into position.
That was shit. One, he was standing there, and two, he just pushed himself off. Pac, I'm scared for your life. Okay. I thought he about to hit the red arrow. If John Moxley lose this match, bruh, how would that affect his momentum?
None. Because
And
they
we
paid
had
a
a
lot
draw.
for him. When you're paying somebody like $130,000 a year, you know they don't lose a spot at all.
I mean, like, he's in a few, and like in a pay-per-view match against another wrestler, Kenny Omega. So it's like, if he's in a feud, I expect him to win all his matches till the pay-per-view where he can.
He
when
did
he
be a
loses, doesn't matter.
referee.
Oh no, this is Triple H Booker T all over again.
No, we don't want that shit.
No. That fucking DD, the state of your DDT, my G. Motherfucker, go for the pin, you dumb bitch. Go
You did
for the
see him-
pin. You taking like 30 fucking minutes.
What's
That's
wrong?
why he kicked out.
Oh, time limit draw?
Yep, time to draw.
What? Oh yeah, because it is
TV.
Yeah, TV time
Yeah,
remaining. Now you're going to mess up the ref because, you don't know how to finish anybody off?
you stood there. Well, you laid there for like
Yeah, forever. Oh, wow. See how easy it was
Right.
to put the DDT on?
yes, he just popped up like like that. Like, just messed up the ref. I mean, he plays a good like pissed off person though.
Well, I'm out. Later, guys.
Later, dude.
Alright.
Later.
Have fun.
Thanks for joining.
Alright. I'll be honest with you, that was an anticlimactic ending.
It was only because, honestly, I wasn't even really into the match. I really won't. I'm just like, well, some people doing some shit, But it didn't end by any means that any one of us thought. We were all wrong.
So we all lost that one.
We all lost.
Well, technically Nick won.
Yeah,
Because Nick didn't even predict anything,
No,
so
he didn't.
technically he won.
yeah, he won. Nick won. He didn't predict shit. Damn.
That was funny. that was an anticlimactic and basically like what?
Yeah,
So nobody won that match. So that one should I say win, loss, won. So it's like
Eeh.
I don't know how to feel about this ending at all. Like the show was alright, but the ending kind of killed it for me.
In a
Was
sense,
it
the ending is only piss poor because we had expectations. If you
Yeah,
don't expect, and then it's like, oh, okay, it was an ending, and the fact that it ends in a draw, that can actually go good. That can do well leading into any pay per view. So we'll just have to see how they're going to use it, because like Natural Born Conquerors and Team Submit, they done had 2 time limit draws. So in the big event, they're going to go in a match with no time limit. There you go. That's how I do that. I wonder if AEW is that brilliant.
who knows?
I mean they listen to the fans, I guess. Sometimes, because some things they put, some things they don't.
You're gonna have to just see how they roll, because that's their pay per view. I'm gonna watch it, of course, but I don't have any grand hope either.
Well, it is going to be their first major pay per view as a TV company,
Yep.
Well, well,
TV based
they
company.
did as a TV company that is the because like I was gonna say that's not the first pay per view as a brand.
Yeah, it's not. It'll be like their what, fourth, fifth?
Hold on, you got Double or Nothing, Fire to Fest, which kind of doesn't count, I guess. Then you got the charity event, Fight for the Fallen. Then All Out. This might be their fifth or fourth one. Depends if you count Fighter Fest.
I want y'all to think about something. Moxley comes into the organization on their pay per view and attacks Omega, puts him out on top of the poker chips. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Many months later, about 2 or 3 pay per views later, no retaliation, nothing, because Moxley was doing work for New Japan. Okay. Now, he finally comes back and attacks Omega. Attacks Omega, puts him through a sugar glass table. All right.
All right.
The next episode, nothing. Episode after that, we get this, him versus Pac.
No, last episode it was
Maybe Pac said hire a mercenary.
Oh, in the last tag match, he was a tag team match. Yeah.
wrestling.
But also, you also forgot about when Omega tried Moxley, gave him a fucking barbed wire bat while he had the barbed wire broomstick.
And nothing came of this. Nothing came of it. They're not settling it. There's nothing. They're mixing storylines. And that's the dumbest thing you can do in wrestling. You don't mix storylines.
Maybe. If done well, it can actually work.
It can, but they don't know how to do shit.
Yet.
Maybe they'll get their shit together. They need to break their pride and be like, look, we're gonna talk to Dutch Mantel, Jim Cornette. Matter of fact, they got the one person they need to listen to, Jim Ross. They need to listen to him. They need to listen to Tony Schiavone. Tony ain't been a part of wrestling for damn near 2 years, but he still knows some stuff. They could hire Eric Bischoff and say, please don't fuck this up. Something like that.
Hire Bischoff and give him
True.
power.
Yeah, hire Bischoff, give him no power, but Bischoff, he just got fired from the WWE for no reason. He didn't have a chance to do anything.
Because it was a Vince McMahon company.
Yep, Vince McMahon company.
So if they do hire Eric Bischoff, off, they need to at least give them some power, some creative freedom, so that they can get some more knowledge and they
Something.
can still be president. Like they can still be a president of the company, but they need to get some knowledge
So
how
some
to
advisors.
yeah, somebody to listen to,
Good
not a
luck.
boss, but listen. It's like in school, you listen to your counselors. You need something like that to get some advice, or like an advisor, like what Pony said. Other than that, they are kind of set. They just need to make sense. There's some logic gaps, but like DDP for like came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like, why is DDP there? Is he going to wrestle? Is he going to do anything? If he's not, then he shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah,
I don't. I hope they can get their shit together. That's what I'm hoping.
I
Cause
just want them to
honestly,
last longer than Defiant Wrestling or WCPW because they closed their doors. So I'm like, damn. And I heard this interesting fact. Well, not a fact, but like more like an opinion, I guess, about the British wrestling scene. They sell their soul to the devil. Like they sell themselves to WWE.
oh, the British shows.
Yeah, because like have you? Because like they've been getting like some like even though WWE is more like their own territory, like they own the whole United States wrestling.
Yeah.
There's still like how NXT, like since like NXT UK is basically the whole UK British wrestling scene. Basically, they could pop up like anywhere now. If you're NXT, you can pop up anywhere. If you're in the main roster, you stay in the main roster. Versus versus NXT, they could like go to like different shows in the UK.
Yep. That's a good thing though. I
I
mean,
mean,
for them, I ain't saying for everybody, not for other companies, but for them branching out and being stationed in various countries in various areas, that's a good thing. That's more revenue and and they can in popularity. But that's also kind of a bad thing because you're going to cannibalize your own stuff there because if they get used to NXT, they're going to it's WWE brand, so they're just going to enjoy it no matter what. But somebody else come there, it's not going to do well because it's not WWE.
and like they also because due to that, some wrestling shows got closed down. Like got bought out on that shit.
That's what Vince and them do. That's what I don't like. I would have easily like for WCW. I'd have been like, yeah, we bought them out, but you know what? Nothing's gonna change. You run your show, you do well, you learn your lesson and whatnot. You just give us 10%. That's it. All your profits, you give us 10%.
Vince got to destroy people.
Yep, Vince got to take it over. But that's a capitalist society. That's a capitalist mindset. You don't leave competition. You destroy it. But if you take away everyone's competition, then you can say I can charge for prices of tickets how much I want, and you have to accept it. You want to see some wrestling? You want to see WWE? Okay, you got to pay $200 for front row seats at a house show. It don't make sense to pay that much, but what you gonna do? You got no competition, and you got people that just like it's my dream to see WWE. It's like you done fuck that up.
And the house shows don't mean shit for real. I been to a house show
Yeah,
when I was little.
house shows they bite. They bite for real.
I mean, you gotta make money somewhere.
Yeah, and that's one good way to make it. Just wish they had some goddamn common sense.
Like for AEW Dark. they basically dark matches, but they fucking entertaining. Instead of having random ass talent that nobody really cares about, have some short ass matches and shit.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Not by a damn sight. Can't disagree with that.
Like I just want to see. Everybody wants to see this company succeed.
Bathroom didn't go well. Okay.
What?
I'm getting updates that are like hours old. Messages ages old. I don't. It's just my phone. I know what's going on, and I'm not gonna buy into it because fuck that. They want to give into the 5G era and all that stuff, and I ain't doing that. They already acknowledged that 5G will pretty much cause some cancers here and there, and I'm like, well, fuck.
What?
Yep. They've already scientific studies and tests, and 5G. They're gonna act like it's new. 5G was advertised back in 2006, 2007, something like that. 5G was out for a while. It was a mistake commercial. I should have, if I was recording, I would have been like, "Oh, I got this one," but nah. Is that you or me? Sounds like a short.
That's odd.
I think it's Zero.
What?
It is.
Probably got a short in one of his microphone or something.
Was it?
Watching Minoru Suzuki versus Liger again. I think he must have went to sleep on the first one.
I did.
Man,
I wish their match was better.
I wish it was too.
Like make it a no disqualification or something because they was advertising this joint. I'm gonna have your head.
Yeah,
But look at that. But look at it now. You just be like, that's it. Just one Gotch power driver on the canvas. The ring looks clean. That was it.
I know that we're gonna kill each other. We're gonna kill each other. This isn't wrestling. This is a fight. I'm like, it wasn't anything like any of that.
Really wasn't.
Two
So-
old men. That's all you need to know.
Suzuki moves better than Liger, and he's older than Liger. I think he's older. No, Liger.
But then again,
Oh, Liger.
Suzuki did have it.
Suzuki just turned 50 earlier this year,
Damn.
so Liger probably got
Still
5
moving.
years on him. My bad.
Well, to be fair, I mean, when you're basically a former pancrase fighter and all, I think you can still have some standing reserves.
Yep.
Like a 54.
Oh, okay. Liger's 54.
Damn.
And Nagata Yuji says he wants to do this until he's 72.
He's a comedian.
I know what he's doing. He's trying to match Lou Thesz because Lou Thesz wrestled his final match when he was 72 years old against his disciple, his protege, which was Masahiro Chono.
Why?
Very last
Because
match.
why the hell not?
Not really. It's not a
I mean, that's a good answer, but like,
Hey, when you
Why?
all can do what the hell you want.
It's a thing. If Zero becomes a pro wrestler, and he learns pro wrestling correctly, and not this shit that he sees, then he will understand. It will take him about maybe 2 or 3 months. He'll be like, "Fuck, I get it. It's a thing. You get bit and you just can't leave it." And his absolute final match, he wanted to go against Masahiro Chono, and you know, yeah, Chono obviously, like half his age at the time, but it was still a decent match, and I mean, Chono learned a lot from him. That Fez taught him the STF. He literally trained Chono, so I think it was just, like, hey, passing of the torch.
I mean,
But
I get the passing the torch, but it's just like your age and your condition. That's what I'm kind of like iffy
his
about.
condition was great. His condition was epic.
Man, you made him think about it.
It's just at that age you don't have the power that you used to have. You don't have the speed and the agility, but the heart was there, but the body just couldn't put out what the heart had in it. That's pretty
Damn, you're
much.
Looked like he was just
you're the master of a technical style. You don't really need to worry about age.
No, you don't, and he didn't have to, because he's got a good ground game. He's old school wrestling, which is one reason why Chono also excelled. That's why the best wrestlers have been out there have been the ones that have been taught old school style, and they're going away.
Well, to be fair, if I ever could become a wrestler, I'm sticking to the ground, that's for sure.
My dream, like my dream teacher is Minoru Suzuki for real. he might fuck me up, but I'm just like, it's going to be worth it afterwards. Like, it's like I got money coming in because of school. Cause since I'm in school, money comes in. So it's like if I could get all my money together, I could pay for like a trainer.
Yeah.
I just need to wait for the next check from my school and like Christmas money, birthday money, then I could get a trainer.
You need to look. It's one thing to have a trainer. It's another to have a quality trainer. That's important. You gotta also, you don't want to be trained by someone that's like, yeah, I get you in the ring, show you some things, you'll be ready. You need someone that's like, they're gonna teach you ring psychology. They're gonna teach you all the basics. They're gonna teach you the fundamentals of pro wrestling, and not just some shit show stuff just because get in the ring and do it. People that are trained in professional wrestling, they're usually the last ones to get involved with the hardcore match anything.
I I get that.
I'm not saying what they should do. I'm not saying what. I'm just letting you know what the pattern has been that I've noticed.
Cause one thing I do know is like I know what I want to do. Like hardcore is not what I really, because it's fucking hardcore. I do not want to kill myself. I want to live and have my years right there. Even though it's a quick payday, I just want to like entertain the fans besides doing some stupid shit.
That's the only way you're going to entertain the fans. Just think about it. The way you view wrestling is what the fans want. Just think about that. That's what they want. So what you want is what you're going to have to do to entertain you. Now that match is over. I'm gonna close the live chat for this. I'm gonna end the live chat there. So stop streaming.